Hello, welcome back to Team Fortress TV's coverage of i69 live from Birmingham. The games will be starting shortly. We're here with upper bracket games to see who will proceed in the tournament. I'm not here alone, it's me, Dantium. We have Mr. Slin, or just Slin I think these days, and also another name, Jesse J. Chick will join us as well tonight.
How's it going, Dom? It's been a bit, but I'm back here to cast some Team Fortress 2. Of course, I used to go by Corn Pop back in the day, but we've changed things up, and I'm excited. Another I series, man. It's been a long time since even TFs has seen one of these.
Yeah, it should be a fun one here. We have some great competitions so far. This is a rematch from yesterday, I believe, as well. We casted this one especially on this stream as well, not just in general on the Essential stream maybe, but here on TFTV as well. We saw these two teams go ahead at each other already. froyotech came out on top last time, but it's now in bracket, not in group stages, so this is what really matters now.
Yeah, I mean, these are two teams that I think some people are going to say are slightly mismatched, right? I mean, this is froyotech, the #1 team in North America, the team I think everybody is expecting to make it to the grand finals at the very least, represent NA, versus SVIFT, who are a team that I think have been described as underdogs time and time again. Slin, I'm a little worried for these boys coming in against the big dogs.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you look at a matchup like this, it looks a little one-sided, but we're all here just watching TFT. It'll be a fun time. I was looking at that hype reel at the start of this, and it was really getting me hype. I love watching LANs, and actually I've never casted I-Series before, so this is really exciting for me.
Yeah, we had some really close neighbor to see before, including the froyotech, who did come out on top in a really close matchup yesterday night against Witness Gaming, with that claiming the top spot. But with how close it was, it's not at all a foregone conclusion for later down in the tournament here. SVIFT, on the other hand, did not have that luxury. They had a fight with froyotech in the group stages before. It was not looking all too close. There were some moments, especially in the second map, but overall, froyotech had a handle on things quite confidently here. We have the maps for you on screen as well. We'll be seeing Sunshine return. froyotech gets a map they already did well on against SVIFT. Once more up first, and Gullywash up second for SVIFT. They need a change of pace here. Process wasn't doing it. We'll see if this might do something for them.
Yeah, it might be kind of tough, especially like starting on froyotech's map pick is maybe going to start things off on a rocky foot from SVIFT. But if they can turn it around, maybe win Gullywash, forces that process, they can pull it back. Ideally, though, that momentum keeps rolling, right? If they can win that map 2, force into a map 3, it could happen.
Yeah, I think if you're SVIFT, you got to pick your best map, and it looks like they went for Gullywash. But if you're Froyo, I feel like you want to hide some of your tech and not play your best map, but I've seen them play Sunshine so many times. I feel like they're very comfortable on it. So like you said, Jesse, they're gonna probably crush this first one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it also makes sense. I think we're loading into the game now, so we can jump on in. But I think it makes a lot of sense to play a map that you're familiar with, that you have shown off before, because at least, you can play your defaults. You're not going to be showing anything crazy, anything that people are not going to be expecting. But let's roll out the very first mid-fight coming through. froyotech versus SVIFT coming here on Sunshine. Shabib gonna be the first one showing up to the midpoint. Spamming out Froyo, who are down on their left-hand side. Jumping on the point initially. Eric, can you get some damage? There's the first bomb coming in from Jay as well. The soldiers from Red all going in. froyotech having to back off. Banny goes down first for his team. Looks like May's staying alive, but he's got call players on him. Goes down eventually. Eric in the 1v1 against Sansky will be able to take down that frag. Everybody dead. 2v2 still up here. Not gonna be fighting any longer. They would love to kill this medic of Martin, but he's got a soldier. He's got a Devilman and a scout protecting him. Looks like they are going to win this midpoint. froyotech to back off.
Yeah, this is giving me the chills, bro. What an upset on this first mid. SVIFT coming in and completely bombing the crap out of the valley, keeping their medic alive. Martin's going to have a massive Uber advantage rolling into second point. There's a sniper out. Banny's on sniper. Got to keep an eye on him. Looking at the choke point. Uber looking like it's going to come from the alley side. We'll see what happens here. They need to dodge that sniper.
Demo's so low already. Here comes the bomb in for the soldier. Gets shot out of the air. Banny with poison. The headshot going through. Nice kill by him to take down that soldier. Now it's man advantage for froyotech as they're trying to build this Uber back up. It's 100% from Martin, but does he want to pop in a 5v6? There's a player. Oh, big damage. A rocket direct hits on Stinky, and then he gets taken down by Eric with the 2-man advantage. froyotech, they can really fight this.
Banny's getting peeks out at the choke point. Martin's got to hide behind the shack here, and they're going to get forced in a really bad spot. They're chasing the Uber into the choke with Samsky, but it is not happening. This Uber is going to pieces, and May's got 85%.
Martin's got to stay alive. The full force of froyotech's but to come in through the choke point. Jay up on the roof, low HP, damage down to poison. It's going to be Danny, first one to fall here, and everybody on Swift just going to back off, conceding this middle point. They know they can't fight it. They don't have numbers. They don't have that uber charge advantage. Ideally, it would have been nice to force May, but just didn't find any angles there. So they're going to back off to their second point. Slyn, what you think? This is going to be another roll all the way in through second?
It's crazy because Swift had this massive uber advantage and they seemed really hesitant, and Froyo was pushing so aggressively. And now that the ball's in their court, they're just rolling on through. Nice headshots by Banny. Uber advantage still, but it's fading. They got to go fast if they want to take this Uber in.
Yeah, they're going to come in through now. 92% from Martin. They're going to pop it off if they can get to the point. There it is. Focusing down Poison first. He's going to back off. They're around the point, but everybody's back in spawn.
Oh.
There's the force now in, coming in from Martin. He got it up to 100%. They're going to be battling on back. Nobody dead still. froyotech choosing to back off once they see the supercharge. Big shot with the pipe. Looks like Eric's going to be going down there. Danny pushing forward, looking for some more kills. Soldier on the medic, and he will get it. May's going to fall. Patty and Jay just right alongside him. It's going to be just fifth now with the numbers advantage, pushing back out to the second point. The Pyro coming all the way from last onto the point now. Samsky, he's going to cap up this point.
Yeah, that was so clutch for Martin to get Uber in time to defend last point, and I don't think Froyo was expecting it. And then Banny on Sniper wasn't doing them any favors there, although he's still on Sniper. What is he doing?
Listen, Banny has won LAN as a demo, he's won LAN as a soldier, he's won it as a scout. He even finished off Rewind 2 playing medic, so maybe he's trying to check another class off that list, playing sniper in this game, you know, switching it up a little bit, keep it interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Samsky building Uber on the backfield. They're not going to get it in time to defend second point, and Banny's getting peeks from Valley. Eric trying to create space, Poison trying to push them back and buy a little bit of time for that Uber.
And 90%, Poison, very little HP, but he will get healed up with 6 players alive and a massive Uber advantage. We should see Swift being able to take control of this middle point, but they've got to be careful about Banny on Sniper. Of course, he's always going to be a threat. If he gets in behind you, if he finds an angle onto the medic, that could be dangerous, but it looks like they're actually going to show froyotech a lot of respect. They're not pushing with his Uber advantage, Slim.
Yeah, a lot of respect here, and you got to take some chances. You got to take some risks if you want to get ahead in this match. Once Froyo takes the lead, you're not going to be able to get it back so easily, so I kind of wish they pushed on that.
Yeah, well, froyotech now going to take this as an opportunity to get aggressive. Nice air shot on a Danny, force them back, and another one bouncing up in the air. Eventually killed his Poison. Shot down by Jay. We see the return fry coming in from Danny. They pop the overcharge and being exchange coming back in from the blue medic. They're going to be dancing around one another. Everybody invincible. Nobody going down. There's Habib going to be falling. That's Shabib. Everybody following into the building now. We see the scout up in the air. Can he stay alive? Stinky just trying to get back to his teammates. He doesn't have enough HP. The bomb coming back, and it looks like they're going to be able to succeed with that medic kill onto Martin. froyotech in a very strong position to take this last point now.
Yeah, it was actually looking pretty decent for that Uber in the alley, and then it fell apart when they dropped the demo. Looks like Froyo takes control of lobby, and they've got the number advantage. 2 soldiers still dead. They're just going to walk their way in top right.
This will be very hard to defend. Wow, okay. May and Patty both falling, bleeding out is May. That's the medic, and with medic down, this could absolutely be a defense, but there's so much time on point. Habib standing on it, hits 2 big pipes, takes down Samsky, and they will claim the first round here on Sunshine.
What was the last time you saw a medic die to bleed damage? That's amazing. Yeah, they just had too many numbers, and they weren't going to lose that push, but that is so funny.
A little bit dangerous, perhaps, but they do close it out. froyotech, one of the best teams in the world, of course, and they're going to be able to clean that one. We come to our second midpoint. Once again, we're seeing Shabib, the first one here, exchanging stickies with Habib. He's taking a lot of damage, though, early. He really has to be careful. Backing off now. We see a couple of soldiers coming in from froyotech, wanting to clean up all this damage they do. It's the medic, though, from Martin to get the first pick on his team. Everybody collapsing on May, though. It's a total carnage. Everybody falling. There's only 3 players left alive for Swift, but that's still numbers advantage. Poison trying to hit the shot. It looks like Danny will clean it up instead. Nice one on the Habib, and that's everybody except for Jay going down on the side of froyotech.
Honestly, these mids are looking really good for Swift. I wasn't expecting them to look this good. You know, Fro's getting some bombs at enemy choke and trading medics out, but, you know, even though May's surfing around, there's like 3 people all over him. And the DM is there for Swift. They could potentially turn rounds here.
Oh, going for the air shot. Jay just misses onto the demo man and will fall, so the backwards player going to be cleaned up by Swift. Now they have numbers advantage. Of course, the Uber advantage not going to be going either way, as both medics did fall. Slight ad for May, but realistically not something you're pushing off of. Likely to see things stall out here as we see both teams charge up that Uber charge. Going to be looking for some sacks potentially later on. Banny still staying on scout for now, although 2 soldier bombs coming very fast in towards May. They find 1 rocket onto him, but a B falls. That's going to be a big bit of damage. That could actually turn it all the way into a push. They're full committing here, Slim. They're going to be pressuring in onto the point. A couple of pipes going down, a couple of scouts getting some kills. Big bomb in from Eric. Not going to be able to get anybody though. Jay finds the frag there. They're focusing down the medic. Martin's on very little HP, and he's got nobody to protect him. Samsky's right now should be trying to delay some time, and he will do so. Eventually cleaned up by Banny, but I think he bought enough time for Martin, who was retreating all the way back through Valley. Finds Danny, and we'll be all right.
Yeah, May was lit in that fight and in bad position on the low ground, and it looked like Swift could have turned that, but Martin bailed out and left his scouts, hung them out to dry. Froyo was able to win that team fight and then come back in, taking mid. It's going to be even Ubers, but there's no position for Swift.
Yeah, really good from froyotech to recognize this advantage. They pop the Uber charge in the red first, and then froyotech popping right afterwards. Everybody staring at each other now. It's going to be focusing in on Banny to get very deep, trying to take down some players after the supercharge fades. Poison the first one to fall to Banny. They focus the medic as well, cornered in amongst that fence. That's all the players dying from Swift. It's only Danny who's retreating and not got long in this world. It's going to be Jay to clean him up on a 3K here, and froyotech so dominantly taking that second point. They'll easily chain this into the last point and get their second round.
Yeah, it's like they've warmed up and they're starting to get into the momentum. And at this level, if you start getting the momentum going, it's really difficult to come back from that. And Swift just never really regained their footing and stabilized.
So 2-0 down as the underdogs. You've still got plenty of time on that clock to make a comeback, but you've got to start chaining these rounds together, okay? We're going to see another mid-fight. SVIFT have won both of them so far, partly due to how fast their demo man has gotten here, but they both take the lane in through Valley, and they're going to be able to arrive at the same time. Fastball in from Jay, just get some positioning. We see a similar push in from the other 2 soldiers of SVIFT. Not exchanging just yet. Nobody crossing the point. Habib getting close to it. Here comes the double bomb in from SVIFT. We see Poison and Danny both up in the air. They're looking for the scout, looking for Banny, anything they can find. Poison and Martin both end up going down, though. Jay a little HP facing the demo man. Everybody collapsing under the combo of SVIFT. Samsky's just alive, but he's not long for this world. Found a pick, but their Patty is cleaning him on up. Now it's only the demo man left alive from SVIFT, and he's not on the right side of the map, so he's got to be able to cross these players, but he just can't. With so much firepower on froyotech, they'll take their first mid.
Yeah, and you could tell that May knows he's going to get bombed, and he's playing so far back with Banny trying to stay alive, and they still get him anyways. So, not a complete loss there with both medics going down, but when you're down 2 rounds, you need to find a way to get mid-fights and then convert those.
So now we see some players on froyotech starting to get aggressive. They will look like they're committing up in the air. Beautiful shots. Poison and Jay both going to end up falling. It's a 5v5 now here on the second point. And I think for froyotech, that's going to be enough that prompts them to fall back. They lost a second player as well. So without numbers, they're in a very dangerous position. They've got to be a little bit worried of this player coming in through the sideline here. Danny on the flank will get forced back. And actually, froyotech are going to take that ground for themselves. They see an opportunity for a pick. They kill Danny. The nice bomb in from Patty. But will they want to commit for more for that? Doesn't seem like they will. Martin's quite deep. His players are very low. They do kill Banny with a beautiful pipe, and I think that is going to save them from popping that Uber charge. No, it's not. They're going to pop it instead. Choosing to get aggressive off that. I like this. All in with the 1 out. Samsky's going to be here alone. Finally forces the Uber charge, but it's so late from May. They're going to be able to clean up Samsky surely as he falls in this back line, just trying to avoid, waste some time. Eventually dies to Jay, but all in all, I think he did a good job delaying there, and I think this is going to be a relatively even position once again.
Yeah, expect Froyo to push here with Samsky going down the 6 versus 5 dry. They're looking for an opportunity to come in. Jay's going to start clearing some space. They're pushing him back on the platform. Poison up in the air. Another soldier bomb. Doesn't see anything in the choke. May playing super far back knowing those bombs are going to come in.
Nice shot from Poison, but he pays for it with his life. Martin and Habib both falling now. Danny going for anything he can find. Some cleanup damage onto the demo, but he can't do anything in terms of the frags. Everybody is just dead on the side of SVIFT.
Yeah, and they haven't even captured second point yet. They're already spawn camping the left and right doors. No one's coming out there, and that's going to be a third round for froyotech. Wow, really, really well played.
Yeah, this is going to get very, very dominant here as we're starting to see froyotech roll away with their own map pick. 3-0 to start us off. This has been pretty one-sided. Of course, we will continue on to play as we're going to 5 in 30 minutes. So we'll see our 4th mid-fight rolling through, but man, we've really got to see something turn around to SVIFT. Somebody's got to start showing up in the server.
I mean, it's LAN, you're here to have fun. If I'm playing Froyo, I want at least 1 round. Like, 1 round is a victory here. Let's see if they can convert. You got Poison up on the high ground. He's going for the deep bomb on May. Juggles him back, does get the finisher.
Nice pick there. That's going to be a huge bit of damage, but this enemy medic goes down as well, and the rest of these players are not having the same success. 2v2, Banny and Patty, an old combo now, but they've actually isolated the 2 players on SVIFT. Stinky getting back to Samsky, and it looks like they're both going to be able to match up. They will concede the point to froyotech, who do have a little bit better respawns coming forward for them, and they've got a little bit better positioning here on the point as well. They're actually currently not capping, so we could see this mid-fight continue. But as of now, with both medics going down, it's going to be very hard for either team to claim an advantage. I think it's just going to be a bit of spam until Froyo kept the point.
Yeah, May was back at the spawn waiting for spawners and didn't start building until a little bit later. So Martin does end up having even Ubers, but they might think that Froyo has ad, and they're kind of playing back for it. They're looking for them to push in, but it might not happen.
Yeah, this is the second time we're seeing them play like a little bit passive. It is harder to have that intel and to be able to go on this, so I don't hate it as much from SVIFT. But they're going to sit on their second point until they can charge that 100% Uber charge. They're at 85 now. froyotech doing the exact same thing. Once again, no off classes that we're seeing. We saw the Pyro for a little bit. We saw Banny on Sniper, but otherwise we are staying with the same core classes. Likely to see some bombs coming in now that both medics have 100% Uber charge. Looking for a force, but we'll see what it ends up being.
Yeah, I mean, if you're trying to play to win this map, you got to try something here on defense. Danny did try to push up last time through Valley, but then they got completely bombed out. So I'm not sure he's so keen on doing that again. He's, standing up on the high ground this time and waiting for Froyo to do their sack. Here it is.
Jay coming in big. He's got Patty with a beautiful sticky to take him down. Habib going to be able to kill him. Habib also going to fall on the side of froyotech. So that's the demo man down with 4 players left alive. This sack in from Froyo did not go as they wanted. They will get a return frag onto the demo man, but the soldiers in behind them deep haven't popped just yet. Both medics still at 100%, although Martin's gotten very, very low, and lots of his teammates have died. You got to think maybe he should have popped, and he still might have to. Banny's on him, and surely, he's not going to be able to get the kill just yet. Pops the overcharge, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was some really nice dodging and weaving from Martin in the choke to not have to force that Uber there. But then when the rest of your team is dying and then you end up popping by yourself, that's not a good look either. And when you pop so late, May's just going to have all the time in the world to wait for these respawners to come in, and they're going to, just shove it somewhere. Then there's not much you can do about that. They've got the sentry gun going up, but it's going to be a little bit too little, too late.
Yeah, trying to take advantage of this lack of time. Samsky on the spy as well. If he gets a drop here, that will be huge. Anything else, though, is likely not going to be enough. And it looks like this might be a little slow as well. May's in a good position to not get backstabbed here. He's got a whole team around him. Samsky's looking for that pick, but it looks like they're going to be getting deep. The spy's too late. Trying to focus down the gun, trying to focus down these players. The gun's already gone. It looks like they're in with the heavy weapons guy instead, but he's just getting blown to bits. Everybody on the point now from froyotech collapsing in on these players. Poison on very little HP, trying to find some frags, trying to find anything he can, but he can't. Last combo going to be inside of spawn. They really can't get out of this point, and it is going to be 4-0 from froyotech, 1 round away from match point.
Yeah, it's tough to get pressure on the doors when you're running a spy. Froyo's able to peek and get the sentry gun down before they even pop the Uber. And then I like the way they use the Ubers on the spawn doors. Not even putting any capture point down, just focusing on the heavy, and yeah, really nicely done. I mean, they are a well-oiled machine for sure.
Slyn, we're only casting 1 game together at this event, and I'm a little worried it might be a fast one with froyotech going up so early. 4-0. We'll see this midpoint. Again, it started good from SVIFT, but they weren't able to win the last 2. We see now Poison on the point, very top of everybody, taking a little bit of spam, going to be jumping in on the medic now. May taking some good focus. He does eventually go down, but a lot of players on SVIFT have as well. Once again, it's Martin and 1 player just running for their lives, and they will be chased. It's Samsky to try to protect the medic, but they just can't after all of these rockets come through. Samsky, nice couple of cleanup frags, but it just doesn't matter.
I really like this idea from SVIFT, though. I mean, if you can bomb out May and then try and get an Uber advantage, that would have worked. But Martin just got caught in the lobby, and just the rotations was not fast enough to get away.
So once again, it's an unfortunate circumstance. froyotech looking down the barrel of last. There is a bit of an Uber charge advantage, about 20% here. They'll likely have an idea that exists, although, of course, it's not going to be the greatest in the world. If froyotech are playing a hyper-competitive match here, they probably just try to stall it out. However, I think they're feeling confident they might try to push off this. They put Samsky over onto the sniper, and they've got an engineer up as well on the side of SVIFT. So they're looking to try to defend here. If that sniper can get a pick onto maybe May, even the demo man or some powerful pushing class, that could be huge, but a lot of pressure on the shoulders right now. Yeah,
and it's map point with May just about getting Uber here. The 20% advantage is kind of slim, and they're going to let it fade away and let things go to evens. And it looks like SVIFT has no intention of pushing out with this sentry gun.
That would be a bold play to try to push out a last year against match point, but I think it's the right call to stall this out a little bit. Maybe you can send some stacks in, but really you're waiting for froyotech to make a move. The dispenser's being upgraded. Here's the soldier, deep as he can get. Looks like there's a scout in as well, but they both get blown to bits. That sentry gun putting in the work to take down Eric. Now we see a counter bomb coming forward as well, but May is so far back, and he's got a lot of players in front of him ready to defend. Poison will go down, and Danny trying to survive. Looks like he'll make it. The engineer's even getting engaged. The scout, Samsky, a little too far aggressive, though, and with a couple players dying from froyotech, they're looking to pressure in on the left-hand side. That gun's going to be such a problem, though, and the engineer didn't end up falling in that either, so he might be able to just heal this back up. Good sticky pressure from Habib, but the gun is still up. Jay eventually from the other side helps on out. One of those crit shotgun plays from Stinky ends up getting a frag, but does it matter when the Uber charge gets popped from Martin? That's not looking good.
Yeah, you can see Froyo's strat. They're trying to snipe out that gun before they use the Uber, and they got the gun this time. The gun's going back up, and they're not putting the repressure there, and looks like, yeah, Sneaky is able to get it up to level 2. I don't know. Froyo's just playing nice and slow. The timer is ticking down, and I think all hope of winning this map is gone, but the hope for converting one round is still there.
Certainly, certainly. I mean, it's the pride thing, right? You're here on land, you're against the best team from North America, you want to be able to make a statement. Here they go, popping the Uber charge now, folks on the right-hand side. The gun going to be a little bit far, going to be hard to be able to contest that, but they can get that time with the point anyways. Poison going to be able to deny it for a little bit of time, but not for long enough. Froyotech, the 5-0 dominant victory here on their own map pick.
Yeah, and Froyo has not dropped a map for this tournament, I believe, so they're just looking so good, and I mean, people aren't surprised by that, but you know, actually, Swift had some moments. They had some moments there. They won some mids, but yeah, it's really difficult. I mean, it's just a really tough team to play up against. But let's invite Dum back in and see what he thinks of this match as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say I expected much else. Like you said, Swift had their moments here, especially in the mid-fights, were looking pretty solid for the most part. A few just unfortunate late medic there, Martin just going down at the tail end of some of these, costing them quite a bit. I think the real difference maker, though, is the confidence on the play to second. Swift had a few moments here and there where they could make a play, but froyotech just with so much more confidence. They know what they want to do, they just do it. There's no questions asked about what their opponent might be playing around. They want to play their game, they want to see what they can force out of you as a reaction and go from that. And Swift just hesitates a little bit more on some of these plays, like you guys mentioned, the Uber play where Martin just dropped most of the team because they thought they could get away with it, they wanted a player behind, but it just didn't quite work out. Somebody just stuck there with nothing to do as a medic, and it's just costing you so much in the end.
Yeah, and looking at the stats here, I mean, it was obviously 5-0, but Habib, you know, I love watching Habib. He's so good at Demo Man, and look at his stats. He's crazy, man. 13-6, 369 damage per minute. Guy's a monster.
Yeah, it's telling that 4 players on froyotech are in the top 4 with over a 2.0 KD ratio. Obviously, they dominated this match. A couple of players maybe would have liked to see a little bit more from on the side of SVIFT, right? Obviously, we've talked about Martin and the couple of failures that he had in this game, but Poison, I think, could have been doing a little bit more damage on some of those bombs, could have been maybe getting in a little bit deeper on some of those plays. Samsky as well down there at the bottom of the scoreboard for this game. Great players, of course, you don't get to this level without being a top-tier player. However, in these games against the best of the best, you've got to be showing up.
Yeah, it's not going to be an easy one from here on out as well, especially on next map, Gullywash as well, right? Sure, that's their map pick, but froyotech has played this game for long enough with this roster that shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's just Swift heavy to come into fruition here. Demo favor the map a lot of the time, so Sharp, he forced to the task quite a bit to keep this one alive for his team.
Well, it's going to be a tough one, I think, for them to be able to pull this one back. But, hey, I mean, it's TF2, right? Anything is possible. We've seen crazier things happen. We've seen froyotech throw in the past. They have lost in their many year-long history. So, yeah, maybe map 2 will shine a little bit brighter on the underdogs here.
Yeah, we'll see. We have a quick break before that. Both teams getting ready, and we'll see you right afterwards with map 2, Gullywash. Alright, we're live, we're back into it. It is map 2 already underway here in the mid-fight. A bit of a slot already. Martin going down early. Not much left alive for the side of Swift, trying to get on the medic. May holding on for dear life, but it is barely enough. Swift once again losing the mid-fight here. froyotech coming out on top on map. Gullywash is first a mid-fight as we're well underway with the map already. Alright, we'll see what they can do from here. Ubers are being built. froyotech in a really good position though, Slane, right? I mean, with this Uber into last, Gullywash certainly just allows for these quick pushes like this into a small last points. Fast cap time, you're just forced to be careful on last.
Yeah, definitely, and they're off to a strong start here. Yeah, it looks like they're setting up their push through Valley side, and let's just wait and see how that's going to go down. Looks like Habib's starting to clear the river out. No traps there. Looking for setting up that push, and Uber's going to come in.
Yeah, here's the push. Bomb in with the scout on the leash as well. The beam going all the way to the right side here, getting the gun down early. Bomb onto river, taking one sort of out of the equation for a little bit here, but not quite taking them down just yet. Point pressure, however, slow and tedious process here while they have to show past the heavy, but they get rid of Sneaky. They get rid of Samsky. The off classes are down. Danny getting dropped from the beam as well, and there's nothing left but Chappie standing at a point, and that is easy pickings. High bomb from Jay over the cap will get rid of the demo man to claim the first round. froyotech with great pace already.
Yeah, damn, it looks like a continuation of the last map almost. They were like so quick to get into map 2, and they just wanted to keep rolling on through, and they did a really great job on that last push. Super clean.
Yeah, nice and quick start. We were almost not ready for it, but we're here now with the second mid-fight of the map. We're prepared for this one, but is Swift. They had some good ones last map. Not a great start for them here on map 2. A lot of spam already coming Martin's way. Devilman barely not getting the kill there. Has to defend his automatic as well, but Danny slips past the sticky trap that they set up for the automatic. Martin going down in return, however, makes us an even trade on the medics, but not so even after all on the rest of this. Paddy and Bandy combining some great damage to get rid of what's left of the combo after the onslaught onto Martin. It is not a perfect mid-fight like before, but as weak as the rest of them are, they are still alive. froyotech winning another one.
Yeah, that's actually a really nice play by Danny to slip through and get the bomb on Maze. Is coming out the elbow. Patty, though, doing just as much damage on the other side of the map, so that kept it even for froyotech. And with the DM they have, they were just able to, roll on through there. Both medics dying. Looks like Martin actually got himself into an uber advantage situation, but they're probably going to play it safe.
Yeah, you have to be careful how you want to approach anything out of last. The risk taken here into last can just instantly end the round very easily. So you want to watch your step for sure. froyotech won't make this easy for them, and it looks like they might be settling in for a little bit of a defensive time here as well. Sneaky on the off plateau. Samsky just trying to hold this together with the NG, with the para, and the double banner as well. 2 battalions. Now these don't stack, but any one of these is 30% damage rest. So whoever gets this up first just has a little bit of the safety net here. The lack of less damage while jumping, not that relevant when you're a little bit more stationary at this point in the game. We'll see how much that matters. It takes a while to build. 600 damage does not quite materialize out of thin air when froyotech isn't giving you many chances to deal that damage.
Yeah, but Furrio can just slow down the game, and looks like Sneaky is happy to take that. He's got the level 2 sentry gun on that top left side. And yeah, they're just chilling it out and waiting for the next sacrifice play to come in. They're going to rebuff everybody. Looks like Patty's peeking from the lobby in a bit of a duel with Danny, but nothing material coming out of that. And maybe looking for a peek from River.
Okay, in yesterday's match against froyotech, Swift had some highlights there on the process last defense. Were able to hold this for 4 minutes before finally crumbling, doing a lot better on it than in Sunshine, but that was still not enough to win the game, of course, just the last hold itself. But it is an important step. Let's see how long they can fare on this one, if they can find a way out of here. But Froyo not messing around too much. They see the gun, they don't care, they just want to get in. Pyro not close to it, just getting the exchange going. Habib, however, taken down early, but that's not all that's left standing here. They have the sneaky play from under Eric and Paddy, trying to make an opening. Bandy can't quite take it in there like this just yet, but they're still porting, they're still peeking, they're trying to get this going, but Sneaky taking care of the under area, reacts to this one just nicely in time. Very well done there by Swift to just cover every entrance quite nicely. There's a lot of things to watch out for this last push, and it's not even over yet. Benny and the Beam are going back to last. They're having ice on it, but Benny has heals where they just are lacking them.
This is total clown fiesta right here, because May and Benny are on the last point, duking it out, and they haven't even gone down yet. Finally, May gets taken down, but meanwhile, they got a bunch of other players coming in while they defend second point, and oh my god, is that Danny hitting the skybox? There's too much going on.
Yeah, I mean, this is just what you need to do on this last point, right? You have so many means to get in here, and if they just don't watch any one of them, then suddenly they just have to abandon so much position, and it just gives up so much of it in the end for Swift. froyotech takes it home with just a bit of a distraction in the backlines.
I mean, there's no way that even should have happened. Basically, May and Danny got caught trying to rotate out to second point with Danny going behind them, and they just decided to push themselves into last, and they somehow convert that round. It should not happen, but that's what happens when you're froyotech. You can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, it's a tough one here for Swift. 2 up already. Sneaky as the first casualty, not bowling too well, and Paddy doing so much work with that play onto the combo. They needed to try to counter kill quick on Swift, but that bomb's getting denied. Just shoot the soldier even higher in the sky than they initially were, and suddenly there's just not much left standing. Shappy hoping for the best here to survive, let alone get anything else would be a dream right now, but it is just so tough. Banny already way into last, and he's just not expecting it.
Yep. Looks like Shappy's gonna get taken down in river.
Somehow Shappy's just, there's a scout in front of me, what am I gonna do? Just kills the medic instead, I'm taking you down with me. And suddenly there's just a chance.
Yeah, that's a huge move. And looks like they're going to try and push out with the heals, peeking out from the main garage door, but not quite getting there yet. They're going to try and back off and play off the Uber advantage instead. Play it safe, make sure they don't lose their own medic to something going behind them. Sentry gun going up, but I don't know if this is a temporary measure because they know they have Uber advantage after killing May.
Alright, it looks like Jesse will join us now again as well, I believe, if he's nice and ready. Looks like
what
it.
a great game.
You missed a little bit here so far, but I mean, there's still a lot of play left to go here.
Yeah, it's been, listen, I can't lie, I've not been in the game, but looks like it's been a dominant one for froyotech, and we're here on the last point. Slin, what's going on right now?
Yeah, this is another one of the situations where you've got Uber advantage for Swift, and they should be taking a risk and pushing out with clear advantage, but they're instead turtling up, going back to their comfortable sniper engineer on last, and they know they got that medic pick.
Do you think it's a problem of maybe they're just a little nervous because it's LAN, or do you think maybe it's like a miscounting of Ubers from the medic maybe?
I mean, there's no way that it's a miscount, right? They know they got that pick. I would be yelling about it and mumble. Yeah, for some reason they're just not going for it. But maybe they're waiting for Froyo to do a push and make a mistake. It seems like Froyo, though, they're happy to do like dry pushes on last. Didn't work out for them last time, but they might do a dry exchange here again. They're looking for that sentry gun top right. But with this map, there's a shutter door that makes it really difficult to get free spam on the gun. So I don't think that strategy is going to work.
Well, froyotech still sitting back behind the shutter. There is the pyro here as well coming in from Samsky, so he's getting ready to try to defend. Everybody looks like are in the river from froyotech, so will they try to bully away down? They can't. The sticky trap from Shabib to come through and take down Paddy. Really nice play to be able to take down that soldier and stop the danger before it ends up happening. Still a lot of plays though, actually. Banny dies to the flare gun. The pyro getting some action in here, and all of a sudden 3 players dead on the side of froyotech.
Dude, I love this lock and load demo. It's like so much potential for damage if you're hitting those directs. But it's typically not something that's good in comp, but Shappy's making it work. It's pretty funny.
Okay, well, no pushing once again, despite that man advantage. That is reasonable, right? SVIFT would be in a dangerous position, and oh no, just stepping a little bit too far forward as Poison escape plan out. He will be able to survive, and Eric, oh no, gonna end up falling there, and we do see Paddy dying as well on the spy. So this has not been great from froyotech. This misstep that initially happened from Poison ends up going his team's way. They capitalize off of it. Samsky on the pyro making a lot of space for them. They get another pick here. We do see Banny back on the sniper. Headshots ringing out. Can he kill a high priority target? No. Samsky going to take the pipe from Habib though, and that will be enough to hold on to the second point.
Yeah, there's like questionable plays on both sides, with Paddy on spy, and then Samsky pushing out on a pyro. I'm not quite sure why they're doing that. It's not typically the meta, but maybe they're trying to invent a new meta here.
Woo! Nice little kill from Poison onto Paddy in the river. Beautiful shot from him. Gonna make it a man advantage once again. They're gonna try to use that to get even more, but unfortunately Jay returns the favor. The pyro's out, and he's supercharged, taking down the frags. Banny, Jay, both blasted down to the flames, and that is a huge pyro uber coming forward from Swift. They're gonna be able to change this for the second point. However, May has 100%, so it's gonna be quite difficult, and they might actually just get forced out.
Yeah, it's goofy as heck. But look at Samsky. He's just camping the forest spawn as a pyro. Oh, does not get that. That is just way too cheeky. Got Banny onto 3, though. That's pretty funny. And yeah, like you said, full Uber advantage for Froyo. They seem to do a reset here, take control of lobby. They're already on the river side looking for the push. And there's going to be no defensive pyro in time. 3 seconds, 2. And I guess they're just waiting for their respawners to go for the full 6-on-6.
Sneaky up on the heavy, so he's going to be doing his best to hold down the Tommy slot, but Uber charges in. They all have to run back into spawn. They are preserving their life, so this is big. Now we see the soldiers jumping forward as well. Poison in the back line is going to be trying to make some damage, but he just gets back in for the resup. Samsky here trying to get some players on fire, but he gets blown to bits as well. Patty's died, but Eric's on the point. They do get an Uber charge, and they've actually used it to block. This is huge. Can they get any kills with it? This still could be dangerous. Jay in, getting the kill onto the demo man. We still see a couple of players back behind, but there's too much time on the point, and froyotech get their third round.
That was actually such a good attempt because it was full Uber ad for Froyo. They had the traps on the point. They were all standing in spawn, delaying as long as they possibly could to get that Uber out, but they couldn't win the fight after that because you just didn't have enough fragging class alive if you're Swift.
They did build really fast, though. That was kind of impressive. Unfortunate that they didn't have the players, didn't have the positioning. We'll come into our fourth mid fight. Habib, low HP to start things off, already at half. That's going to be big. Maybe some soldiers looking to capitalize off that. They go towards Big Door instead. Running below the point is Martin with his team. Drops poison. He might die himself. There he goes. The soldiers from froyotech finding all the value. Scout and the Big Door going to be falling. It's sneaky. And everybody has just died on Swift. It's a perfect mid fight.
Wow, I love watching mid-fight metas because last time both Jay and Patty did a huge bomb into enemy elbow to pick off Martin, and this time they didn't go for a bomb at all. They basically didn't even come to mid. They just sat back, waited for Swift to come to them, and got all those frags, and not a single player in Froyo dying. Super clean.
Wow, massive advantage now. This is going to be one of those fast rounds. The Pyro not being able to protect his demo man there. We see another player falling. Danny going to go down as well. The Uber charge popped, and it does get stalled a little bit at the door, so it's not going to be the longest lasting that we've ever seen. It does get towards the spawn now. Faded already. Poison down below the point. Going to be trying to protect. We see Sneaky as well. Getting onto Habib. Looking for some damage. The Pyro to finish it off. Yes, he does. Unfortunately, everybody else has died, and it's 4-0.
That was one of the worst last holds ever. It was like one of the best last holds, followed by one of the... Like that, everything went wrong. The demo man died before the Uber, like the soldier died. The Pyro went through lower main, but the Uber came out of shutter. Like everything went wrong for Swift. It's okay, just let's pretend that one never happened. This is like a fresh round and just try and come with a clean mindset.
Well, listen, we've seen some good plays from Swift in the past, but this might be their last stand. It's going to be their fifth mid fight. Already on the point, a little bit of cap time. High above it is Jay. He will land on top. Looking for some more damage. Nobody dead yet, but it looks like Patty might be the first. There he goes. Danny to take him down. Return the favor is Eric. Still underneath, we see Poison having to jump back up. Very low HP, finding his medic, but they've given up so much space now. froyotech all over that point, trying to force them out. They get the demo, and Martin's on such little HP. Froyo, they will chase this. Stalled out, though, looks like by Samsky. Will allow the medic to survive. Martin has regened, is back on last with a soldier. He should be fine.
Yeah,
Woo!
And oh my gosh, those respawners are actually coming up for Swift, so they will be able to establish a hold here on last, pushing Habib out. Banny's very low as well, does sneak out alive, but yeah, with Habib going down, okay, this is like what I was talking about earlier. You got to take one of these risks, and this is your chance right now. Froyo's not going to have a demo in here to defend second point.
Samsky back on his favorite class, the Pyro, but he's going to back off, maybe change things up as froyotech are starting to get the high ground. Banny and the medic actually going down below instead. They're going to be pushing right for this point. They've got some place to be. Maybe. May taking a bit of damage, healing back up with the kit. They almost looked like they wanted to push there, but saw something that made them back off.
They saw Froyo. That's what they saw. They were just intimidated. There's a lot of hesitancy, like Dom was talking about earlier. And man, I just kind of wish, like, their DM's not bad if they actually go for it, but they're just hesitant to pull the trigger, and they just give all the ground back to Froyo, even though Habib was zipped.
All right, Danny on the spy. We've yet to see a successful spy play this game, and Danny runs into Banny and will immediately have to fall back, lest he die. And yeah, spy play is not working out.
Oh, sentry gun gonna get sniped at the top left. It wasn't set up in time. Even Ubers, though, time on the point from Eric. Patty jumping in to try and help, force that Uber out from Martin, and May is all the way back. And this is a classic three-man sacrifice for Froyo.
Well, they get the 3 picks. They need to try to make something happen, because if they just sit still now, they will get Ubered on, and it will not be pretty. May's having to back off. Sticky's going in from Habib onto the cone. Jay's up aggressive, but he's trying to stop these players. Poison onto May. Misses the air shot, though. That's the one he needed to hit. He's still up above, though. Can he find the kill? May eventually forced to pop. Some beautiful surfs, but at least they get the force. Now we see Poison falling, and this is going to be a 6-on-5 as they try to push as deep as they can. Cannot get to that last point, though, and a beautiful force will give that Uber advantage back in the favor of SVIFT.
Yeah, Froyo's trying to set up here, but Poison's going to be up in 3 seconds. This will actually be a 6-on-6 hold at last.
Yeah, coming into the point now, Eric quite deep. Sticky's raining in as well. Can they get the medic? Yeah, looks like Sneaky and the demo both going down. Danny, very little HP. He's on May, though, who is surfed away from his team. Going for the medic as well below the point. Everybody's capping from Froyo. 10-0 froyotech going to the top 3 upper bracket finals.
Well, you know, if you're Swift, you gotta try. One round, that's what I was saying. One round would have been nice. But it's so difficult when you're up against, you know, a powerhouse team like Froyo. But, you know, that's all fun in games. And that's what happens in TF2. I couldn't have done any better, so who am I to talk? But really great attempt. Yeah, really good attempt.
Listen, there will be some easier teams down in the lower bracket. Of course, SVIFT are not out yet. They still have some tournament games to play. Their LAN dreams are not over. Hopefully, they can you know, shapen up a little bit against some of those lower bracket teams. Maybe get some wins under the belt. Come in a little bit confident for Froyo should they meet them in the lower bracket or grand finals. But yeah, this was definitely a bit of a one-sided game. We can bring Dom back in as well to help us break that one down. Again, somewhat one-sided, but hey, still a fun game here.
Yeah, I mean, I respect one thing out of Swift, which is that they're trying to just play froyotech's game, right? Froyotech is this very aggressive team. We've known this for years, and they just want to do that as much as they can. Swift's not holding back. There's these funny, weird plays they're doing, right? This Uber out of last with the Pyro and stuff like this. They're trying to surprise them just as much as they're being surprised by Froyo's aggression. You can't just sit back and let them do it unless you are 100% confident in your holds. That has not been the case yesterday, nor has it been in map 1. Something needs to change. They tried it. It got decent success, but in the end, if you do aggressive plays like this, including your own Uber, it needs to get to the medic as well. Otherwise, you're just stuck there with Uber disadvantage on your hands, waiting to be a disaster.
Well, I can speak from personal experience. I mean, it's easy to look at the match and go, wow, like, I would have done this thing differently. Especially when you have perfect vision, you can see through walls and you know exactly what the Ubers are. But when you're in the game, it's a completely different story. And when they're swarming all over you, it can be so difficult. And I can imagine the hesitancy to try and make a play happen. You're hoping your teammates will help bail you out, but everyone's having the same problem. And yeah, it's crushing.
It's kind of funny, the last time I casted I-Series was I69, and that was the tournament where Banny jumped ship, played on SVIFT himself, the European team, and so it's kind of funny the history that he's got with this organization. Puts him in the dirt today, as they kind of did in the grand finals of that event too. But still exciting to see from froyotech. Of course, I think there's a lot of positives that you can drain from them as well. There's going to be a lot of North American fans who have all of their hopes in froyotech because they are the sole NA representative here in the UK. So yeah, I think we can feel pretty confident about them going forward. Again, they've made themselves into the upper bracket finals, so they are looking very good to bring the title back home for North America after the long gap that we had thanks to the pandemic.
Yeah, for sure. Swift obviously still in it in the losers bracket. That is the next round of play waiting to happen. It's a rematch, actually, from yesterday night. That was a close one. They're playing Boomers again. It was a competitive one. 4-1, 3-2 wins on both maps for Swift. Late into the night, of course, you're a little bit exhausted, but they are have a tough one ahead of them there, I think, again, even with that in mind.
And the bracket coming up now here as well. As you can see, not up to date just yet, but still, froyotech will be moving on past this round 2 winners bracket against SVIFT. They will play the winners of Witness Gaming versus TF2 Easy, probably the other 2 most competitive teams that we're going to see in this tournament. I don't know if that game has concluded. I'd be shocked if that game was as fast as ours was right here, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, no, that should still be going into the next map right now. That is a battle right there. We talked about it as well. Between us, this is just a rematch of European Grand Finals. Witness having the better performance so far, but it's a fresh new day. Maybe TFTZ can shake things up there now.
If there was a speedrunning record for TF2, I think Froyo is trying to set it right now. They haven't dropped a map, and they're looking really good. And yeah, like, crushing as quickly as they can. Banny went 20-4. I saw from the stats. That guy has no chill. Like everyone's playing Pyro, playing Spy. He's still fragging hard.
It's interesting to see over the years how much more he's picked up snipers. Well, usually it's like the other people on his team. Jay still does it a decent bit, I suppose, in froyotech, but he's been more and more prone to picking up the rifle over the years. It's very interesting, and he's doing very well for himself. Just these unconventional sniper plays a lot of people don't expect. Usually it's like, oh yeah, the game slows down, there's a sniper in the back somewhere, but no, they're playing still fairly aggressive with the sniper in situations you wouldn't expect to see one most of the times, and it's especially in the first map on Sunshine, it really caught people off guard to just suddenly be in a fight with a sniper, but traditionally this isn't the case so much.
It's kind of funny, Ben. He starts his career on Demo Man, he moves to Soldier, then he moves to Scout. Now he's picking up all the Sniper. It's like we're getting more and more degenerate as the career goes on. He's got to pick these broken classes over and over again. But hey, it's what wins him lands, right? He's a champion. He's a champion for a reason, right?
Full-time ambi spy. That's what I want. Full-time ambi spy.
Can you say you're the greatest of all time if you haven't won something on every class, you know?
I don't think so.
Time doesn't come that easily. So maybe sometimes soon is the Pyro time. You never know. I mean, Samsky's giving a run for his money already here in this tournament. He's just trying it out. Tries to shut down the Sorters in any case possible. Did some okay work with the Pyro class in the situations he threw himself in. But that's the awkward part about Pyro, right? The moments they did choose with the Pyro were working for a moment, but then it's just a completely new game state. And then it's just the plan is just thrown for this array. And like the spawn cap on Pyro, how is that going to work if there's a scout on spawn, right? It's a really awkward one, and it can do its work for when you have a plan, but then suddenly, what if the plan changes, right?
Yeah, Samsky, I believe, coming onto this roster, somewhat recently, he's a veteran of the game, right? Like he's been on this, he's been in the scene for so long. So sometimes I think there can be a bit of coordination issues when you're coming on to a new roster. And when are you pulling out certain strats? When are you leaving them behind? I think he's the type of player that you can trust to kind of bring what he wants to bring. If Samsky says I'm going Pyro, you're not going to say no. But sometimes it worked, as you said. Sometimes it didn't. I like that we at least saw it, though. It's nice that we're seeing a veteran of the scene trying some things out, trying to make some plays happen against froyotech on LAN. It's always good to witness.
Yeah, and they need that energy, right? Like I said, Boomer's waiting for them next. If they win that, it's the just endless losers gauntlet. As it is in double elimination, you just got to keep going and going and going. So many games in a row you have to play, but you got to keep at it. They can't give up at all. I don't think we saw a team defeated here in this match as much as they lost. They're still hanging in it, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was a great 10 rounds. And speaking of witness, you probably should go witness the other match.
Yeah, I mean, we have nothing else for a little bit before the next round here of losers starts. We'll catch you then, and see you next time.